So by the way, we'll be looking into some stuff today, and kind of I want to try to introduce you to this concept of Selenium, and I will tell you from my own experience. Okay, I had lots of issues trying to get this up and running. Okay, so because of that, I thought fine, at any cost we have to deal with this today and try to look at exceptions mostly. Okay, and how we will save some web content and how we control some stuff using Selenium. Okay, so like how do we actually do refresh button and or whatnot and things like that. And yes, I know your concern is said, what are you actually teaching us? I'm going to show you some outputs here. Yes, welcome Amar, and welcome Diksha. So I want to show you something here, guys, and I will show you that if really you paid attention, you'll be able to scrape any site you see. So what is it I want to show you? I want to show you this one. Actually, I wanted to scrape Amazon reviews, but I ended up scraping Amazon products. Okay, so let me just show you something here, and you will see how we are going to implement this. Not now, but maybe in the subsequent videos, because this, as you see here, the code is too lengthy, right? And I want to explain everything in detail. So for that, I'll break it into chunks of videos. Okay, so I'll just show you something here. Did you see this output? Okay, for the purpose of doing it live, I'm going to clear this. Okay, so I will just try running this now. Control Shift F10. Something happens behind the scene, and you're going to see some stuff here. So you see, this is Amazon website. Okay, yes, I believe it's legal to scrape their site. Okay, so you see here, okay, I kind of got some stuff, and if you literally see here, you see some product title, right? Lenovo IdeaPad 3 laptop, whatever, things like that, and then the price is not available, some 41 ratings, and another one, Lenovo FX, something like that, another one. You got the point? Okay. Now you see there are 3 product titles here, 1, 2, and 3. Agreed? Now this also was exported. If you kind of see, you see something like this, right? Okay, scrape data.csv in append mode, so that I'll be able to write into it. And all these user agents, okay, I'll be explaining this in the subsequent videos. Okay, and some stuff. And here, yesterday, you remember yesterday, all right, we looked into what HTML.parser, right? At times you can actually use this LXML also. Okay, so we do a later study on LXML, all right, and why we actually use that. And what I was interested in, I was finding some span tags with this attribute, with an ID of stuff, and with attribute of like say, with the ID of what say a product title. Okay, that's what I'm interested in, and I will show you how to get there in a while. Kind of I stripped it, fine, because it's going to return it as a string. So I stripped it and replaced every occurrence of comma with an empty string, no problem. And then did some stuff and I use my what f string kind of to print the stuff. Okay, and here you get what products for product and things like that, no problem. Now if you see, this is lengthy, and I'll show you how the output looks like. So this was what we saw, all right, and then here you're going to see an output in my present directory. So in this directory, I saved it as here I tried scraping Udemy courses also. So this I saved it as scrape data.csv. Let's see how the scrape data looks like. So I'm going to zoom this in now, and you're going to see some stuff. Okay, IdeaPad. So you see the lengthy stuff, right? So IdeaPad, Raisin, something like that. And it says it's what 4.3 out of, let me zoom this up, 5-star rating, okay? And 41 ratings there, and it's in stock, okay? So literally most of these things are what we scraped is in stock, okay? Fine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and stuff, okay? So prior to that, I kind of, if you look here, you see I opened this up, okay? And you see I just copied most of the sites we're going to, the link we're going to scrape. And if you observe clearly, here in my directory, I had another file which I called the url.txt. So you see here, so I had these 3 things, okay? And okay, but it turns out that I kind of scraped around 6 of them. Agreed? So here you can go to format and then wrap it. So you see the first one looking at the HTTPS one, and then the second one there, and then the third one. Okay, so let me get it back in this format, and you'll be able to understand. Okay, so 3 of them were there. So we scraped some stuff. So this happened in real time. All right. So this was I connected to their stuff, and then no problem, and then scraped that. But before this, okay, let's understand some of the nuts and bolts, okay, which we have not covered. So because of that, stay with me for some time, and exactly 8 we will wind up. Okay, fine. Let's continue. If you remember yesterday, we were looking into this, so I'm going to clear all this now, All right. We started by looking at the static website, right? So for the purpose of most of you that joined us just today, this was where we were yesterday, and I said first thing first. Excuse me, guys. I will just end this. So first thing first was kind of for us to scrape our own static website, right? Okay, because this is something which I have not observed in many tutorials. They jump directly and start scraping things that are online. What if, can you do this on your website which is present in your system? The answer is yes, and we saw that. So we looked at this site, right? So the site was designed by some company, okay? So here we just kind of open the index page, right? And we can tell that it is running because it is from here, right? And then we kept this by the side and tried to open it again online. Okay. So this was what we did. Okay. So yesterday we didn't look at the inspect tag. The inspect method. Let me call it method now. Okay. So we're going to see that today. All right. So what we did yesterday was we kind of opened this in Notepad++. Do you remember? It's still here, right? And then we looked at some of the div tags and some span tags and things like that. And we are trying to make meaning out of it. Okay, so I added another one. I think I called it pilgrim.html. Let me just be sure because I'm going to illustrate something here. Okay, how we can actually save the content of this page. All right. Okay, as what? A textual file. Okay. So you want to save the content of a particular page as a textual file. All right. So this is what we've seen yesterday, and we're going to continue the class. Okay. Sorry. I open it online, so let it be here. Fine. So if you want to continue this now, what we do, better put it here. What we do is we kind of see how it's done differently, right? So if you remember vividly, this was what we did. Okay. The file was in a directory. And we did that, fine. And we said, okay, this is not what happens in real time, because when we scrape this Amazon site, we kind of connected to it there, right? So to do this now, I really need to, 1 minute, yes, start with this playground. So this was where we are, okay? So here, we connected online, as you can see from this URL, right? And why don't I kind of replicate this again, fine. So we connected to that, fine, and created a subvariable for that, and then looked at the content, and used this HTML parser, right? Fine. In this case, you're going to look at LXML. So why don't I show you here what that LXML stands for actually? So if you just type here, because I installed it also LXML, okay? So in Python install, what is this actually? So this is what for processing XML and HTML images with, text with this. So it's a Pythonic binding for the C library, whatever. Okay, so it's unique that combines this speed with some of these features. Okay, so in this case, instead of using that XML binder, so you see here, what is this XML in BeautifulSoup, right? So it's a Python package that parses broken HTML, just like it's an extended XML. Okay, so it supports this based on this library, whatever. So you have to do pip install it, right? Okay, so let's say I didn't want to use this. I'm going to use LXML. Let's see what happens since we have used this yesterday, right? And remember, we started by ignoring it completely, right? So when we ignored it, what it did was it kind of gave us that what do you call it? That warning, right? So we did that here yesterday. We tried to print this, right? And we did that, and it gave us that warning. Agreed? So you see, this warning was ignored. All right. So go up. And you see this, it was red, I saw it now, okay? So you see, okay? So it's a warning, right? Though we did not use any of the parsers, okay, it still works. So now we wanted to do something, it's okay, fine, I just want to use this LXML, okay? So since we know that what it is, and remember, I have to take it like this as a string, LXML. Now I'm going to kind of refresh this. Now you see the warning is suppressed, right? Fine. So it doesn't matter, okay? I can actually use the HTML dot whatever parser also, no problem. So this is done, okay? I will minimize this, fine. And then we have seen this, okay? And then, okay, we kind of, instead of, what we did yesterday was, instead of printing this with Prettify, we saw the tags, right? But we only interested in the text, the texture stuff. So what we did was, we just press this, and fine is going to return only the stuff with the body. Remember now, what we are doing is online. We are not doing anything offline. Agreed? Fine. So this was what we saw. Okay. And again, we are seeing the same thing also today. Fine. Okay. So if this holds true now, and we looked into yesterday by, I think we investigated the possibility of printing the title also, and that was what we saw here, right? So no need of creating this also response variable, but still we did that, and we were not interested in the entire text. We were only interested in what was in the what was in the title, right? And that was what we saw, and we're going to repeat the same thing now. And here we've seen this. Okay, so this was it. Fine. We only printed the title and we converted it to text. Just in case if you've forgotten, this was what we did yesterday. Okay, when we printed this, now we're going to get it as what? With the title tag. All right. So what we did was we removed the title tag by just converting it to what? Text. Agreed? Oh, sorry. I deleted that guy also. Okay, get text. Fine. Okay. So this works. Okay. Now we are okay. To an extent, now we've got to this. All right. Now, what we want to do is to look at, the code. Say, example, we want to ensure that everything works fine, right? So at times you might want to know, like, okay, the question is, is everything working fine here? The answer is yes and no. Yes, in the sense, fine, it seems it's working fine. No, because we don't have a way to check. Okay. So to check, so there's something we call the status code. Okay. So now let's use the status code. Okay. Check if all is well. Okay, all works well, all works fine. So what we do is we use our call what? The status code, status. So as you see, status underscore status code, I think. Yep. Okay, so this status code, we have to call it using the response. Maybe that was why it was not getting true response. What do we call that? Yeah, requests.get here. Okay, so I have to call it with this request. So I'll just leave this guy here as okay, requests req. Okay, dot so it should appear now status yes. Okay, so because it's present in that object. Okay, so I now say okay, fine. Okay, this is what you wanted. Fine. So I want to know, and it's going to give me some unique code, and I will now check, okay, whether that actually works. So since I'm calling it from there, what I should do, I should wrap it around the print statement. So it's okay, print this guy, and I will see. So I'm supposed to get a unique number. All right, and then we do a study on that number. Okay, so you see here it says 200. Okay, so 200 is now we can actually go to the code now and look at this request underscore status code from what? Request code. Remember, it is from this request object, right? Fine. Request.get underscore status code. Fine. Okay, sorry, request. Status code. Let's look at this and then understand what that 200 means. Okay. So I say request status underscore code. status, status underscore code in Python. All right. So you see here, okay, our response, the status underscore code. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So what does this actually entail? Okay. So this returns a number which indicates the status. So you see here 200 is okay, 404 is not found. Okay. So that's all we needed, right? Fine. So if everything works fine, we are going to get that fine. Okay. So let's assume, okay, that we are requesting for a page that is not there. So we get back here, let's listen. And in this case now, okay, I don't need to be printing this guy. I'll take out this print statement now. So in this case, I just request for a page which is not there. Now listen, this page, I added one page offline, and that page I called it, I think I called it I call the pilgrims. Okay, if you see here, it's called pilgrims.html. Okay, I want to illustrate something here. This pilgrims.html is present offline, but it's not available online. And since we've connected online, all right, so I'm going to go here, and then I'll say, okay, fine. Let me check actually, okay, whether pilgrims.html is present. Okay, I'll just type that pilgrims, GRIMS, okay, .html. Fine. All right. So here I should get a different code now. Control Shift F10. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now in this case, you see, fine. We got what? 404. Agreed? Cool. So what if we did not print this? Let me just remove this and see what happens. Okay. And we print whatever we get. I don't need the title. I just print this one. Okay. Fine. Okay. Let's see what happens. Control Shift F10. All right. So you see here. Okay. Now because I'm printing this guy as well, see here, okay, I didn't print the status code, guys. I didn't print it, right? So it says here we can't find that page, right? The specified file was not found on this website. Okay, so please check that the whatever was not by mistake. Okay, and that's an obvious case of what? 404. So why did I show you this? Though it was not called explicitly, right? It was able to, I mean, BeautifulSoup was able to say, okay, fine, whatever you're looking for was not actually present. And that's collaborated what we just seen here, that 404 is page not found. Cool. All right. Okay, so this is what I wanted to be, take note of. So kind of, I think, okay, I will undo this now. Okay, and I'll get back to the default. Fine, it is this guy. It is, okay, I better type it before I go and undo everything. It's called index, index. Okay, .html. Fine, Control S. Okay, and get back here. Okay, cool, and then that's it. And then, okay, fine, to check this. By now, I should be able to get back my 200. Fine. Okay, that works. Okay. Now, another thing we might be interested in is we need to know, like, this header actually. Okay. So when we call the request.header, what exactly does it return? So I will say it is in the requests. Okay. Dot what? Headers. Okay. Headers. Okay. Now, this header actually takes some arguments. Okay. So which we call the content type. So the content type will be either, you see the content type, either HTML, XML, JSON, and maybe like, I think XML. For now, let's say, okay, content. Let's know what type it is, right? Okay. And then this, let's say we return it, return it in where? I don't need to start creating variables, right? I just print it out. Okay. Okay, cool. I think this works. Fine, and no need of the status code anymore. All right, let it be there. I just do this. Now, if you see, I'm getting text/HTML. Agreed? And the character set is this. Okay, UTF encoding, right? Okay, cool. So it is a textured, okay, fine. It is a HTML document. Obviously, that's what we got in that case. And if we are interested, we can actually print it back again and we see whatever we've seen. It is in what? HTML format. So if it is in HTML format, can we now print the entire text, right, of the what? The page, the website, right? Hence, we can say, okay, fine. I am interested in this guy now. So, okay, fine. Print this for me. Print it out. Now, I'm interested in only what? The textual what? Document information. Okay, I say request dot what? Text. Fine. Now we will get the same thing back. Fine. And we're going to get a couple of stuff. And this is it. But I called that, right? I mean, I called this dot text. Fine, guys. But why is it still giving me something in what? See here. It's still giving me in with the HTML. Agreed? So I don't want to print this anymore. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. So my intention is I really needed to get this out in textured format. Okay. So it's returned this for that. Oh, sorry. The other one I didn't upload it, so it won't work for now. So this is fine. Okay. Maybe I'm interested in knowing the length of this actually. Okay. The length of this text. So I can actually pass another argument in this. That's okay. Fine. Length dots. Okay. Not length dot, please. Okay. I'll get back here. Fine. Cover this. Fine. And comment this guy out. We know what it is. Comment this one out. We know what it is. And I'm uninterested in this. Okay. So I see now that there are about, see here, 15,768 what? Characters actually. Okay. So that is the length of the characters in this case. So if it's around 15,769, what I need to do was kind of, can I splice this? Okay. Can I try slicing operation? Will this work? You got the point. And if this works, later I will go and kind of save this as what? Okay, some textual document. Okay, so save it as some text. Okay, for that, let's see what we can do here. Let me try this slicing operation because I believe what we are getting is like a list. Okay, fine. So if we do this, say okay, fine. Let me maybe inspect the first 10,000 of it. Fine. Okay, so I should be able to get this. That is from 0 to that. Let's see what it's going to return. Control Shift F10. Okay, now it's only returned this asset text. Wow. Okay, why did it return this now? okay, because it says, okay, fine, you are only interested in this much, but I'm going to print this one as a text. So this was not what I wanted. I will just leave this back like this and then move to the next thing, how we are kind of raise this exception. Okay, so this was the length of that, so that is fine. So if I want to really do this, if I want to really do what I wanted to do, I shouldn't have looked at this length, right? Because it's only going to tell me, fine, it is only this much. So what exactly do you require of me? Yep. So this should work, and I need to remove this, no need of extra braces. Okay, yeah, so this was what I wanted to do. So I have kind of sliced this out, right? Okay, so now you see, okay, fine, this is where we started, right? Okay, and then I got this stuff, and then I got that, and that's it. It's okay, so you see now it's no longer lengthy, right? Because I was only interested in the first 1,000. Actually, I said 10,000, but I took only the first 1,000 characters. So you can ask, okay, fine, whatever you've seen there, actually character sets, fine, and not that. All right, okay, let's say I want to return the last 1,000, as you already know, right? So we can actually do this, okay, and then you get from behind, right? Okay, so that is cool, and there you see there. Okay, and okay, so this works. And what else can I do? I will now need to, okay, check how I can actually raise this exception. Okay, so usually the best way to check, as we have already known, is, okay, fine, we check the status and it was okay. Now can we actually raise an exception, right? So if we raise an exception, is it possible? Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to comment this out, and let's say we try raising exception now. So we say try raising exceptions, exceptions. Okay, now as we already know that many exceptions are actually not, I mean, errors. Okay, like in the sense, yeah, generally they say exceptions are errors, but again, you see many a times they're not like, you know, there are errors that which can actually fix. Okay, and some of them might happen because you ignored some certain stuff. Okay, so we've done this, we've done exception handling in most cases, but we also raise exceptions during our normal class. So let's see if we can actually raise exception. For that, we needed the request object, right? So the request variable. So we say, okay, dot what, and it is called raise. Yeah, so raise for status. Okay, so now this raise for status, actually we check, okay, if any error occurs in between. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Control Shift F10. Okay, okay, nothing happened. Okay, so in case if there's an exception, okay, it has to kind of raise this exception in between, and we can actually verify that this is what it does actually in the request stuff. So we can say, okay, are we even saying the thing right, or is it, I mean, do we have other stuff there? So it's called request raise for status in Python. So let's see what this is. Okay, so it says here raise for status, and then returns HTTP error object if an error has occurred during the process. So no problem. So it's kind of a debugging tool, and it comes in handy when we are doing some stuff, and we can actually see here. Okay, so we want to look into this, and then we print raise for this, and then we continue. Fine, and that's it. So when we run this now, if an exception occurs, maybe we try to access a page that wasn't available, right? So it's going to raise that. Fine. So in this case now, let's try to raise that exception. Okay, so we have accessed that page, and it actually worked fine. So I'm going to say requests.get. I will try to use access a page that wasn't there. So this worked. I'm going to create another one. Control C. I will get down here. Before I do this, okay, I'll say, okay, fine, paste that. Okay, I call it RE1. Okay, and then I'm going to look for what we called it before. It was called pilgrims. Okay, and then I'm going to say this. Okay, fine, that one, and I'll say, okay, print this guy, wrap it around this print statement. Maybe that was why I didn't see any exception actually. Okay, and yeah, Control Shift F10. Let's see what happens. So you see here, so it says client not found, and then I really needed to see that, yes, okay, so this HTTP whatever, okay, exception 1 minute request.raise in last model 33. This doesn't work. What did he say? Trace back. Okay, in this case, okay, yeah, this is fine. Okay, so initially it printed this and then this error occurred, and then it has to kind of, okay, do this. Okay, and then we kind of proceed. So let's say I want to now convert whatever I have gotten. So you see here, right, guys? So it is here. Can I actually save this onto a PC? All right, because we are going to use it when we will look into this kind of review. Okay, where we take that and then we save it on our PC so that it won't be here only in the console. Okay, so for that we say okay, something dot what CSV. Okay, and we have to do what now? Open that in what append mode. Okay, but in this case I want to open it in a write binary mode. Fine. Okay, so this is fine. Let's now try by write binary mode. So this is fine. I was okay, fine. Say maybe try write binary mode. Binary mode. So if I'm gonna try this mode, I should get some stuff. Okay, maybe I'll call it open write binary, something like that. Okay, and what I want to open, I open some textual stuff, and I have to try writing it in, try using the binary mode option. That's okay. Let's call it, since I'm dealing with this church thing, I call it church.txt. Okay, .txt. Okay, pay attention, I have the other one church already, so I'm changing it to church.txt, and then we need editing, write binary mode wb. Fine. Okay, now I really need to now, okay, move through this content. So we know there are about 15,000 plus in that, right? Okay, so I have done this, open this, okay, for reading. Now I have to use my for loop. I say maybe, like I say, maybe for data in it is called requests. Okay, dot we have to use this is called iter content. Okay, iteration content, whatever that is in that. Okay, so let's say I don't want to write this at once. Okay, remember the length was 15,000 plus. Let's say I want to write the first 10,000. Okay, the first 10,000. 10,000. Fine. Now I need to print this guy out. So okay, print this. Okay, open write binary, open that. Fine. Dot write. Write of what? Write of data. Agreed? All right. So I write data. Okay. And at the end of the day, it's always good I close this. Okay. Say okay, fine. Open that. This dot what? Close. We've seen that when we worked on files, right? Handling files. Okay, so if this holds true, let's run this and see what happens. I don't want to print any other thing here again, so take this out. Okay, and then run this. Okay, our buffer has no attributes, right? Exactly, WRITE. Sorry about that. Okay, so now you see, okay, it did this in 2 iterations, right? So 10,000 byte stream were written, another time again 5,769. Okay, so we can actually open this now in what? The same directory. That's where your program is. That's where you're going to find this file. So I'll go to my desktop. It is in, oh sorry, not web scraping, sorry. It's in, yeah, web scraping only. It is called church, right? So I type church.txt. See here, this guy, church.txt. I will just open that, and now you see, oh sorry, now you see, okay, that actually was written, okay, entire thing, but it was written in 2 phases actually. So you see the first one, okay, I think 1,000, and then the next one, okay, I think, okay, I don't know, okay, these are all some diff and some stuff, okay, and everything there was actually written in this. Okay, so if we happen to count, okay, this is HTML closing, okay, that's fine, and this is HTML opening, okay, that's fine, okay. Okay, yeah, this is head actually. I was thinking is the end of that. Okay, and body opens. So this, we have successfully actually written this to our system, right? And yeah, with this we can actually think of, okay, I think we should kind of introduce this Selenium, because Selenium works well when you use what? Browser. As you can see in this project, in this other project, what I found was, you see here, after I use this, okay, do I use this BeautifulSoup and stuff and things like that, but I really need to handle most of these guys. We call them user agents. Okay, so Mozilla, the Apple WebKit, the Chrome, and then, okay, you can even add the other browsers as well. So we really need to use this because it works well when we deal with what do you call them? When you deal with JavaScripted projects. Okay, so for that we will start looking into this now, and we use that to maybe kind of inspect some tags, click on some stuff, control the behavior of stuff and things like that. Okay, so let's get back here, and I'm going to close most of these tabs now. Okay, close this and then leave this open. So before we get here, I want to perform some actions on this page. So I clicked on the home, right? So there is no forward button now. So let me perform some actions. Go to history. Okay, maybe click on know us. Maybe go to this Pioneer thing. Maybe go to contact us. And yep. So if I click back, come back, back. Okay, and then back. Okay, so back. Okay, I've got to home. Then forward. Okay, then forward like that. Okay, fine. So let's say we are here, all right, and we will inspect some stuff here and try to kind of maybe mimic this behavior, okay, from our what, JavaScript only, or from Selenium itself. Okay, so for that we need to import. One thing that we need here is what we call the web driver. Okay, it's called geodic web or geodoc or geo whatever, something web driver. We're going to see that in a while. So I'm going to keep this for now, and when we try to kind of maybe perform the backward, the forward, the refresh, the quit, and some other stuff from the comfort of our PC. Okay, so I will do one thing now. I will say, okay, window R, I keep that there, and I get back here, and yep, I think this is fine. This is fine. I need to open a new stuff now. Okay, I just go to the project here, right click, just say new Python file, call it Selenium playground. Okay, playground, anything, GROUND, done. Okay, I can clear everything now. So for that we need to install the necessary library. So what do we need first? We need to install what? Selenium. Okay, so how do you install Selenium? Okay, it's only by our pip command. We just go back here and we say pip install install Selenium SELENIUM. Fine. If we do this, it says requirement already satisfied. Okay, now how do you import that? We say from Selenium Selenium import what? Web driver. So we need this web driver, import web driver. Now I want to tell you something here. Okay, this web driver actually plays an important role when we want to control the behavior of this. Did you notice here? This was opened in Chrome. Google Chrome, right? Now I will take her from Google because I want to know that one which I was searching for is called geodoc or something like that. I think it's called. I'll just Selenium web driver. Okay. Here it is some stuff I actually downloaded, and I will show you where I kept it. Okay, I'll show you where I kept it, and you're going to have the same issue, especially if you are running on a Windows PC. Okay, so for that I just take it from here, and that is called I think the geodoc, something like that. So I'm going to show you in the directory where I have my Python IDE installed. So I'll just do IDLE. Now if you look at this, I'll just come here, I click, I say open file location or open file folder location or anything. Now as you see here, did you see it's called geodoc driver? I copy pasted this. So gecko driver, actually gecko driver. Okay, gecko driver whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna get this. Okay, and I'll show you where we downloaded that. And you have to, why did I show you here? First thing, once after you install Selenium, you need to take this and paste it in the directory where your what IDLE is running. Okay, If you don't do this, you're going to have issues when you start running this program. So my program is going to execute flawlessly, but yes, you need that. Okay, so we now say, okay, let me call this browser. I'll say browser equal what? I say WebDriver dot what? Firefox. So for that, if you don't have Firefox, for now, you deem it fit to just download Firefox, head over to the website, just download Firefox, and that's it. Okay, so once that is done, you should be able to follow along with this tutorial. And if you get any error, also feel free to just get in touch with me. Fine. Now let me just run this code, and you're going to see what happens here. Control Shift F10. Now you see directly, did you pay attention to this? He went to localhost, some app data program, Python 3 point something, gecko, whatever, driver.exe. Fine. And from here, I have been able to kind of control my Firefox has opened. Agreed? Yes. So this is actually Firefox. So it has opened, but there is no URL passed into it. So for now, I can just manually type what? YouTube, and my YouTube has opened from here itself, right? So I did not just call this up, I kind of automated it. Fine. All right. If this is the case, that means I can now open that website, right, and pass this stuff inside it as an argument. So this is what I wanted. I'll copy this website now. I needed it, right? So what I'll say browser.get, like the way we did requests.get, right? Fine. So .get. Inside here, what I need to do now, I really need to pass this in there, right? Okay, so I'll say Control V. And now, instead of here, okay, we are now in history. Fine, let it be, okay? Now, what I will do, if I believe here, I close that, I'm going to press this now, Control Shift F10. It should open it automatically for me, okay? Now let's wait for it to come. Now it's there and it's loaded. Okay, so exactly where we were on that page. So we don't need this page any longer. Okay, I'm going to close this page now. I will get back here. Okay, let's restore this way. And now let's perform a couple of operations so that we'll be able to mimic that behavior. Agreed? Okay, I go to home. Now I can see this back. Fine. I see this forward button. Fine. And I can see the refresh button there. Fine. Okay, maybe I'll go to ministries. Okay, I can go to here, maybe somewhere there, maybe somewhere here, there, so that I click back, it will come. Then I click back again, it will go. Then I click this, and that's fine. All right. So if this is the case, let's now try to use some of the what is called methods. I think methods for finding elements. So we take help from Google and we look at some of them. I remember one is called find elements by CSX selector. Okay, so let's use that, and then we get back and ask Google for more help. Okay, so this is fine. I get here back to this place, and what I want to do is let's say I call it LM. Okay, ELEM element 1 is going to be what I say browser dot. So you see there, it just pops up, right? Browser.title, browser.quit, driver. So you see, if I call quit, it's going to quit. Fine. If I call back, it's going to do back. If I call close, it's going to do that. Context, you see there, current URL, okay, delete cookies, execute. So many methods are here, okay, right? So you see here, find element by class name, find element by ID, find element by name, find element by password, find element by tag name, expert, and all whatnot, okay? So what we need is find element by first one, CSS selector. Okay, so if you're going to perform this, that means we need to now get into this. For that, I'm going to maximize this. Let's say I am here and I really want to, okay, let's look at a page that has some stuff. Let's say I look at ministries or something. Okay, media, history. Okay, maybe I'm interested in this tag actually. Okay, so here. So what I do, I right click, see, first I select this, then I right click here. I go to inspect, right? Now, as I click on inspect, you see that area is selected, right? So you see here, actually, this is called what? H3 tag, no? With style, say font size, blah, 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 and stuff. Why this is an internal CSS, I don't know. All right. So if I'm interested in this, maybe if I'm interested in the P tag that is next below it, that is this tag, okay? And this starts here. And you see, as I click, actually it's changing, right? So let me go back up. You see this side is highlighted. If I want this, I just click down. Okay, and these are basically the two things. The rest is an image, right? The rest is an image. Okay, something here, gallery, and then after that, with lots of unnecessary things that are popping up here and there. Okay, so if I'm interested in this, so I've selected this. Now what I do, I right click here. Okay, and when I go to copy, now I'm going to see various things here. So I really found this difficult. I have to fiddle with it until I was able to get what I needed, because see, the thing here is, with updates comes, changes to some of the methods. Okay, how you call methods. Initially, we see what we call CSS selector, or not selector. It's called unique selector, something like that. But now it has changed to CSS selector. Okay, I copy this CSS selector. I minimize this guy. Okay, I think I should keep that guy where it was before. Okay, I minimize this guy. I come inside here. It's okay, fine. I paste this guy there. Okay, so. And once this is done, this is the CSS selector. It's a div with 0.4 and then the entire and okay, we move to that and things like that. Okay, so that was the CSS selector for that. I have to, okay, let's say print this and inspect it. Okay, print that lm1. Let's see here lm1, no problem. I've run this, Ctrl Shift F10. Okay, it should actually 1 minute again. Obviously when we do this, so that's the funny part, when we do this, it has to open it again because we are actually opening it from here. I couldn't actually have removed that, but it's fine. Okay, so now I really wanted to see it, so it's here, so I have to drag this up. And did you see here? Okay, actually this is telling me that it is what? Okay, now I'm controlling it actually from here. So to see most of this behavior, this is actually the attributes. Okay, that consists of the methods and things like that. So it's actually being controlled from this guy itself. Fine. For that, if I run this in my, I want to show you this from Tony. Permit me to switch. I want to show you something which I'm not able to see there. I will get back here, Control N, Control V, maximize this guy. Just watch what I'm going to show you now. Control Shift. Okay, sorry, F5 is what I have to press here. It says, okay, I'll call it playground. Play 1. Okay, fine, it should work. 1 minute. F5. Yeah, it's opening now. As that's open, so you see here, right? So this selector actually, see here, okay, you see this was what I was looking for. Okay, I think that was the previous one. Yeah, from here, okay, it will tell you deprecated warning. Okay, find, say, so you use this find elements by commands are already deprecated. Now please use find elements instead. No problem. Deprecated means it's no longer supported, right? Fine. So if you click on this, okay, it should actually show me that that is actually the element, some things like that. I needed to inspect the attribute stuff, but yeah, this was the message. Okay, so this message is being suppressed, right, by this guy. Okay, it depends on the browser which you are actually using. If you run this from idle also, you're going to get the same thing. So I wanted you to, pay attention to that. And this was what we've seen. Okay, so and we know, okay, fine, this is actually what we inspected, and that was the element that contains that. So we try to now do one thing here. Can we say, maybe using this now, can we look at a specific tag? Say maybe look at a p tag, look at an anchor tag, a paragraph tag, or maybe a line break tag or something, and count how many of them that are there, the way we've done in BeautifulSoup, right? Okay, so if that is the case, I am not interested in this anymore. So what I'm interested in is, instead of this guy, so I think I can comment this out for now. Okay, so I will say, okay, I'll copy the entire thing. Maybe I'll call it LM something now. Okay, Control C, and then I'll just call it only element. Okay, such that I'll print only elements here. And I'm interested in only maybe like p tag in that. Okay, so in history.html page, p tags that are there, how many of them? Okay, so I'll say len of that. Fine. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so before that, we can kind of print it, but let's see. We know what it's here. Let's see if it's going to give us an error or it's going to work the way we expected. Okay, so minimize this. I'll look at my console. It should actually, after that, it should tell me how many p tags. I believe we should have p tags there. We should. Yes, so about 9 of them are there. Wow. Okay, so the 9 of them are there, so we can actually, okay, fine, there are 9 p tags on this page alone itself. So we are able to we are able to do the mimic whatever we've done so far in that from that page, right? We're able to mimic it here. So if that holds true, what I need to do now is kind of try to connect to this, okay, and try to mimic this back, forth, and stuff behavior, okay, fine. So, and then we will go and perform some stuff there, all right, maybe like look at the whole element in that, and then maybe like convert it to text. So before I exit this and start controlling that from maybe forward, backward, and or whatnot, can we look at here only the HTML page tags and then convert them to text? You got the point? So I'm going to use this as, okay, fine, HTML, all right, and then I don't want the length of that now. I just want to print this alone, and maybe I'll convert it to .text. So, okay, so let's do this. So for that, I'm going to close all whatever I've opened, fine. Okay, all whatever I've opened, I'm going to close them up now because there are so many of them running here. That's okay, fine. Control Shift F10. Oh, sorry, invalidated, obviously. Okay, Control Shift F10, and then this is going to call this up, and as it calls it up, I need to find some stuff here. I go and look at my stuff. Okay, so you see, okay, it printed this now, all right, and the HTML thing, okay, I have to now convert it to text because I need to see something here. Okay, so okay, fine, .txt, all right, oh sorry, elem.txt, fine, dot what, text, text. Now if that holds true, let's see what is going to churn out. All of them, and so okay, fine, browser dot what, back. Let's try to see what happens in back. So for that, I think this would be funny because if we say print drive browser dot back, that's not what I wanted. So I should use the terminal. What's it called? The Python console. Okay, I needed this Python console. This is what I wanted. So for that, I have to show this side by side. Okay, so let this guy be here, okay, and let this nothing is there, okay, start this up afresh such that we'll be able to have the page up and running. I'm winding up in another 6 minutes, guys. So this page is up and running. So what I needed to do was kind of, okay, perform some actions. Click on maybe home, maybe go this way, that way, that way, that way. So if I click back, it comes back, fine. Maybe jump to contact us, all right. Then this behavior is what I want to simulate from here itself, okay. So perform refresh and stuff. So keep it by the side. Let's see what happens, how far we can go with this. So for that, I am in the Python console, all right. So if I try this browser dot back back, if it didn't do this work, I have to use my Tony. Okay, so just watch. Oh, now it's not defined. So this is crazy here. This is crazy here because it's actually defined. Yes, you can see it here. Browser.that is actually defined. Browser.back. So this is the problem why I don't want to use this for this experimentation. So for that, permits me to use my Tony now, and you get it. Okay, so here we are, and we call this until we are till here, right? So what I will do, I will now run it from this one only. Okay, so clear all this console, get back here, run this. Okay, and what we got is this page that's going to open up in Firefox. Okay, so the page is supposed to open. Yep. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to open. I press F5. Yes. Okay, so as this page opens, okay, we try to repeat the same thing. Sorry about that, guys. It was not just working there. I want to show you what I actually meant. Okay, so, and we can actually see this. So I'll go here, perform some actions. Okay, do some stuff so that I'll be able to see the back button. I should be able to see maybe like contact us page, something like that. I should be able to see the refresh button and stuff. So I'm going to mimic it from here. Okay, that's okay. Now BR. Okay, this should be there. BR OWSCR.BACK. This should work. Okay, so when I call this, yeah, so you can see, okay, it's working here. hope you saw that, guys. So I just, please watch what is going to happen here. So I'm going to call the refresh button now. Okay, so just pay attention, guys. I'm going to call browser.back. Just look at this left pane. Just look at this left pane. Okay. Okay, so for that, I think I will drag this a little bit. So look at the left pane while I just execute this. Okay. All right. So it's gone back. Okay, maybe I'll use browser dot. It's called forward. Okay, so now let's go back to forward. FORWARD. Okay, now you see it's come back here to this page. Okay, so let me use browser dot back again so you see what we are talking about. Now it's gone back. Fine. So I try to say maybe like browser dot refresh. In this case I say refresh, refresh. Cool. Now you see it has refreshed. Okay, guys, fine. So maybe again I have done forward. Maybe I try forward now this time. Okay, it's come forward. Then I try backward. Okay, back, it's gone back. Okay, so I might actually exit it now. Okay, now we are done. So what I will do, I'll say browser dot what exit, or it's actually called quit, I think. So browser dot quit. Okay, so once I type QUIT, now it's gone. Okay, so now so far what we have actually done is kind of, okay, try to show you what we can do, okay, and how we kind of mimic most of this behavior from our browser. But the end goal is to get here. Okay, and I will stop here, and all these ones I'll break it into chunks of video. So the end goal is now looking at a good website. Okay, you can actually now scrape that and get the stuff. Okay, for those that just joined now, okay, here is an Amazon product that we just scraped, and we kind of found that in this place. Okay, sorry, scraped in the sense I have not explained that, sorry about that. So I said I'm going to show you how you can actually do this. Okay, so we have everything that we need to know now, so we'll be able to do this. Okay, so for that, there'll be some, some requirements. Now you know what to do. If you go to the site and you are interested in a particular thing, okay, so what do you do? Say, I want to scrape this, right? I know how to copy the URL. I copy it. I now put it in a file. Okay, save the file as some name. Now I'm interested in this. Say, let's say I'm interested in the price or something like that. So what I do, I just select this, then right click on this, go to inspect. Agreed? Fine. So I need the tag that contains that price, and as you can see it there, it is here already highlighted for us. See here, this one. Okay, so what do? Right click here, then go to right click here, then go to copy, and I need to copy what? Selector. Now you see in Firefox it was calling it as CSS selector, but in Chrome you have to say only copy selector. So you copy that and you go to the place and then you start. Okay, so this I'm going to summarize in a nutshell, and then maybe let me try pasting it here. Let's see what happens if you wrap this guy and paste it here. Okay, so this inside this, actually this is an ID, right? It's not even a class, it's an ID. So on that note, we wind up, and then you see that literally you have the idea of what exactly to do and how you can actually scrape this. And finally, you know where to save, how to save, and in which format. And in this case, my intention was to save it in what? .csv file. Okay, and I scraped very little, so we can kind of try to scrape maybe like Amazon reviews, right? So that we have enough data to toy with, right? So this was only the product that was of interest to me, okay? And that was it, okay? So fine, I wish you guys all the best in your internals, okay, especially MITM students. And yeah, you're no longer mandated, to join the session at that particular time, okay? And moving forward, as we look into the new year, let's see what best we can do. And obviously I will start giving out video tutorials, but it's not going to be like mandatory that you have to join every day. All right, so feel free to watch at your leisure, and that's it for now. Okay, take care guys, thanks for tuning in, and bye. Happy New Year in advance. Bye for now.